India is a developing country, and after that we are now also we are leading the same line. Maybe in the future also our children or the four children may be reading that India is a developing country. May I know what is the reason? What are the reasons for this line? India is a developing country. Anyone?
Because of high population.
Yes, yes, very good. Thank you. And due to the increase in the population. So that increase in the population is directly affecting the demand of food that we are going to make, that farmers are controlling, right? So that is the reason the global challenge world population will reach up to 10 billion by 2050. So as the population is increasing, the demand for the food is also being increased. So this is leading to a big burden to the farmers. So the normal traditional tools or traditional style of agriculture, food production is not being carried or controlled, or it is not up to the mark for the increasing population. Am I right? So for this reason, science has developed many important tools for advanced agriculture techniques. What are those? Is agricultural land is limited, climate change affects crop production, water scarcity is increasing, food demand may rise up to 50%. These are all the reasons for our world population increase. So this is the graph showing that increase in the population from world population from 1950 to 2050. So we see 3 billions in this year, 1984 billions, and at 2000 has become 6 billions. If you see in 2050, sorry, it may become 9 billions and it increase also. It becomes excess also. For this many population, for this increased population, there is no food for us in our traditional agriculture techniques. So now, what I am going to introduce is, this is plant biotechnology. As this is a pure departmental forum meeting, and as all the faculty or from other disciplines, I just wanted to enlighten that what is going around the world with respect to botany and with respect to agriculture and population. So this is the plant biotechnology. What is the simple definition of plant biotechnology? Is the use of science and technology improve plants for what? Higher yield, better nutrition, disease resistance, and climate resilience. So these are all the positive effects of this biotechnology. If you introduce, if you implement, if you execute the tools of biotechnology inside this agriculture, these are the foods that we are going to develop in the field of agriculture, so that it will help the population increase, or it will help the supply of food to the increased population. So what are the major tools of plant biotechnology? Are genetic engineering and CRISPR gene editing, and also tissue culture. So tissue culture. This tissue culture is a very interesting topic that I will tell you what is tissue culture. That is, if you take any plant from the garden. So if you take any single part of a plant, like it be a leaf or fruit or shoot or a root or also stem or whatever it may be. If you take that particular simple bit, what we call it is in science or botany, explant, because it is previously present on the plant, it is called explant. So with that explant, if you come into the laboratory and if you culture that particular explant, this will bloom into, this will develop or grow into the whole plant of its mother plant. Is it not astonishing? Is multiply the plants fast. So, how it helps? That is what I am explaining. Produces thousands of plants from a small tissue. This is tree plant material useful in banana, sugarcane, orchids and potato. One healthy plant can produce thousands of identical plants. So when we are developing these many identical plants in hundreds of numbers, we can add some good qualities in that plant during the growth only. We can use climate resilience character, we can introduce into it. We can introduce disease resistance also. We can use drought resistance. That means whatever the normal plant is facing in its own environment, that we are arresting, that we are avoiding, so that the plant will grow without any obstacles when it is planted and developed. Got it? Now, GM foods. Everyone has come across this word GM foods. That means genetically modified crops or foods. So what is meant by modification? We know that is some manipulation is done. What is we are manipulating? Genetically modified foods or crops. So what we are doing here is we will be manipulating the genes in that particular plant, so that our interested, our desired character plant will be coming out. That is called genetic engineering in simple words. Better crops through biotechnology. Examples: insect resistance water. So normal background, plants will fight with insects, pests, any other insects, any other worms also. Maybe it will be fighting with every organism outside that environment. But the plant which is prepared in the tissue culture process, or the genetically modified plant will not do that. It will simply grow by taking all the environmental activities that is placed in that garden. This is resistant crops. Drought tolerant varieties. Some plants will not tolerate drought in the normal conditions. But the GM plants, that means we have to understand that this drought tolerant resistant gene is being incorporated into that particular plant. Then only it is called as a GM food. That is why it is tolerating the drought resistant when it is planted outside. Okay. The benefits is reduce pesticide use, increase yield, better farming income. So due to these many important characters that are incorporated into the into the genes of those plants, these are the benefits we are going to get. Reduce pesticide use. So if the plant is not suffering from the pesticide attack, there is no use of spraying pesticides.
Yes.
So then it will automatically reduce the pesticide use. Increase yield. When there is no pest, no insect attack, or no any obstacle to that particular plant, automatically the yield will increase. Right? So better farmer income. When yield will increase, commercially farmer will be benefited very much. Here this is the slide showing the normal crop with pesticide affected, pest affected plants. So biofortification, fortify means some extra nutritional qualities are being added to the plant. Then only it is called as fortified. Okay. So biofortification, how we are going to fortify the normal plant by adding some vitamins, minerals into the plant. So if you see improving nutritional quality, biotechnology can mean this. Vitamin A. See, this is the slide showing these rice, two different types of rice varieties. This is golden rice. This is the normal rice. This is the normal rice that we are eating daily. The golden rice is why it is fortified. Why it is called as golden rice? Means it is fortified with the vitamin A inside it.
Okay.
So when we are eating these rice, the vitamin A will also come along with that rice. This is not fortified with rice, with vitamins or minerals. Got it? So this is the first best example of the first best good result of this biotechnology products. Golden rice. The color also is showing bright yellow color, in which vitamin A is more. I mean, vitamin A and G is being incorporated into the rice variety, plant variety. Then only it is producing rice carbohydrate along with the vitamin A,
Vitamin.
which is incorporated in the laboratory area. Then only we are seeing this fortified golden rice. Iron. Some people will be with
Iron
iron deficiency. Will be suffering with iron deficiency. So instead of eating the normal rice or any normal food, if they eat the fortified iron fortified GM foods, they will be getting iron with the help of that food supplement. And also seeing protein vitamins. Golden rice and very rich crops. If we eat these types of GM foods, we will be getting whatever the deficient mineral that is there in our body will be getting into our body with the help of this. Now, how biotechnology can feed 10 billion people contributions. So, by how higher crop yielding and climate resilient crops. Climate resilient crop means some plants will, you know the meaning of resilience. So, resilience means the bouncing back standard capacity is not resilient. So, climate resilience means some plants cannot resist the climate changes, severe drought, severe rainfall, severe snow area, like this. So, some plants, this type of plants will be incorporated with the climate resilient gene. Now, let me, I have a doubt. Where these particular genes are being taken to incorporate into another plant? Again from the same atmosphere. See, one plant we can observe standing everything in our garden only. We can observe some plant is very healthy.
Yes.
Some plant will be growing very healthily instead of facing so many obstacles. If we don't grow water to it also, we grow it with blossom, with fruits and flowers. Right?
Yes.
So the scientists will identify the type of fruits, that type of plants, and then only they will take the full makeup, full gene makeup of the plant and take off the gene which is responsible for this climate resilience, disease resistance, or any other drought resistance. Then they will take out that gene from the plant, they incorporate whatever the plant which you want to introduce it to it. Okay? And then disease resistance, better nutrition, reduce food losses. So these are the applications of biotechnology. This is used in genetic engineering, forensic biotechnology, animal biotechnology, food beverage, environmental biotechnology, industrial biotechnology, agriculture, and medical and healthcare. This is our topic actually. Biotechnology with respect to agriculture. Now, I want to conclude this topic. Feeding the future. We cannot feed 10 million people with yesterday's agriculture. Am I right? So the normal traditional agriculture tools or techniques are not able to cope up with the day, not able to give the supply of food to the increasing population. So this genetic engineering or plant biotechnology or the tissue culture